Enforcement source tells me that Thomas Ocioni is the prime suspect in this case. Again, law enforcement source tells me that Nancy Guthrie's son-in-law, married to Annie Guthrie.
He does not look like a nice guy. I mean, but that, again, looks can be deceiving, but we judge a lot of people from looks. This is what I'm going to tell you. Out of the entire family, Annie and her husband, Thomas, are the most sketchy looking out of all of them. Okay, they look like they are drunks or substance abuse. They look like they have some other things going on with them that maybe the other family members don't have. Alcohol problems, something. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's not substances. Maybe it's alcohol. Her sister looks pretty rough.
LinkedIn reports that Thomas Ocioni Valley School from 2007 until present.
That scares the living shit out of me. I will tell you. Damn. That
says he's a primary instructor for 6th grade science and AP biology. Reverb Nation, that's a music website, says that he put out an album with a 3-man music group called Early Black. Music is apparently available, but that's all I know about Annie Guthrie's husband.
You can kind of see it all over his face. He just doesn't even sit right, He probably married this family because he thought he was going to be a star, that he was part of the Guthrie family. And when things weren't looking out for him, he's probably been lying to his wife all this time, thinking he's bigger than he really is. Sounds like he has a nonprofit, so it sounds like he's been set up probably with an NGO. Well, you know how we've done with all of them. We've cut all that stuff out. We've cut all the stuff out with related to financing for the liberal arts, the movies, all that's been cut. So maybe he was desperate for money. Maybe they were really, truly having financial problems and living outside of their means, and he did not want Annie knowing about it, and it was just easier to keep it hush-hush until he could figure something out. We don't know. We don't know. There's a lot that can be said about this guy. Man, if it's our profile of being alone, if it's our profile of it being close to home, if it's our profile, he's unconnected to the family except by marriage. So this is not his mom, so he's looking at her like a checkbook. Did she help them buy their house? That's going to be our next questions. We're going to be going down a lot of financial questions. Who's been propping up Annie and her husband's lifestyle? Has it been, have they been taking care of themselves, or has the family been taking care of them? I think now's a good opportunity to start answering those questions. And he is a large man. Yeah, he has the ability of hurting her. He has the ability. I mean, look at him. He is a Brian Koberger, but even thicker than Brian Koberger. He has bigger arms, but he's not muscular, but he's athletically built, right? He's got bushy eyebrows. Oh, good gracious. This is freaky. This is freaky.
Frankly, I never got on board with them. I'm telling you guys, I've been doing this a while, and you guys know how deep research I do. There's stuff I can't talk about that we do. But, for the most part, I never really got down with it. I never got down with it because I know criminals. Sometimes they do, I may be inaccurate, but for the most part, I know criminals. We know bad people. We see bad people. I'm not getting the vibe of Annie and Tommaso. I'm not vibing with it. I'm not vibing that they've been taking care of their mother for almost 20 years, and now all of a sudden today they're going to And it's like, well, they were broke. That's an assumption. You have no earthly idea what their finances are. And if you do, please produce them. I'll keep them confidential. Send them to bullhornbetty@gmail.com. There used to be receipts that we had to instead of just jumping on somebody because it sounded good. You can't make statements like they're having financial problems. If they're having financial problems, it will be very noticeable.